behind earlier, but obviously you can't say that that was the thing to do. Of course he wouldn't. He brought it back to equal, but what he did in taking so much time for that game is he turned it into a must draw, and he couldn't hold that draw. Ultimately, Fabi with a 2-point lead, 45 seconds on the match clock, top left of your screen. Fabi could literally sit here and do nothing and win the match.
Yep, I'm speechless. As you gave the final call, it basically was the final call of calling the match. Pragg now kind of knows it, giving a bit of a shrug. I think it's a foregone conclusion. Even if Fabiano Caruana loses this game, time will expire, and he's going to move on to play Magnus Carlsen in the quarterfinals. Yep.
And that is, again, a Team Liquid matchup in that one. And you could just see the face that Pragg has here. It's such, I really feel for him. It's such a tough spot. He knows that it's over. So even this game is being played out, just knowing that it truly doesn't matter for the result. And there's no more you can do. And it's just been such a close match. We knew that someone was going to be disappointed at the end of this one, Danny. There was just no way anyone was going to pull ahead by such a margin. It may even end up as just a 1 point differential.
Yep. Well, I think we're all disappointed at the end of this one that it didn't go to overtime. Of course, if you're rooting for Fabi regardless, maybe you're happy he got this thing done in regulation, if you will. But I was excited for that extra chess. But still, we had an incredible match today. What a barn burner. I don't care if Pragg wins this game or not. Even if it's a 3-game deficit at the end, anyone who watches this one knows that it was this was an incredible match, and Pragg was very close to playing Magnus in the next round. And I think he is going to win this game. I think it's going to be a one game finish.
Yeah. Also, for Fabi, it has to be said, it doesn't matter, and he knows it doesn't matter. And after all the hard work, it's probably the case that he's less focused on the result of this one, but finishing with a 11-10 score is so representative of the match that it was, that I almost want it to happen, to have that on paper, because this was the closest match the entire Speed Chess Championship so far.
Yeah, no, it really was. Again, Wesley and Vincent did go to overtime, so I guess technically a few more games, but this one feels closer. And I actually think, again, we'd have to check the stats, but given that you and I called that, I'm confident in saying this one actually had more lead changes. In that other match, I think that it was a little bit more tied or one-sided throughout. I don't think we had as many lead changes in the other match.
Yeah, I think the reason, and I'm glad you highlighted it, because you kind of forget that there have been some very close SEC matchups, but I feel like the reason that I am saying that is that the games have been so wild, and yet the result even. It was a bit more tempered in terms of the Vincent and Wesley matchup. The score, and in fact going to overtime there and to tie breaks, that ultimately was a closer match. But something about the two players here playing the craziest games and still ending up deadlocked is just, what a battle.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. This is one of those ones where you wish we could have interviews with both players afterwards and just, make it a bit of a party because I want to talk to both of them about how crazy this was. And they are teammates of Team Liquid. But anyway, obviously not going the way Pragg wanted, for sure. No denying that. But he has nothing to hang his head about. You play this, again, there's a reason we simulated this match, right, through the model. If you play this match 1,000 times, it probably goes the other way 50% of the time. Pragg was that close.
Yep, and he, with only a couple seconds here, Pragg is, he's upset, but he's upset because he knows what's happening in the match, not because of the game he's about to win with Rook F3, and just disappointed.